It's Warren on New Star Radio 98.7, and it's a pleasure. From a long time, I've been trying to get hold of this artist, but because of the pandemic and this and that, and everyone's been so busy, I finally get a chance to speak to Kabaka Pyramid. Well, go on, Kabaka.
There, man. There, I go and give thanks to the Jamaica.
Yeah.
I just go and enjoy the warm weather,
Yeah, man. So how was your Christmas?
I mean, it was good. I link up with some fam, a small, me and my father and my brother. Us from the immediate family there, Jamaica. So we just hold a little, a little dinner vibes and just reason up and thing,
Yeah.
Kind of just family setting. Other than that, we just, my manager in born Christmas Eve, so we link up at the studio the night before and all a little vibe and, drink and all that joy,
Yeah. So normally in Christmas, it's just in Jamaica, you just all a vibe and you don't go on the beach or nothing like that. You just kick back and relax.
Yeah, it's more to just, just sit in and go on easy because me's a man who love sports, and you see Christmas Day is a basketball day and Boxing Day is a football day. So,
yes.
Normally I just there in my yard with my family, I go and watch some sports and easy,
Yeah, I noticed you're into your sports because some of your lyrics in the mixtape, Immaculate, you talk about Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur. I was like, oh, geez, you really said that. Yeah. And when you said something like that, I know you're definitely into sports. So who's your football team?
No, for sure.
Who's your favorite?
Definitely Arsenal. Arsenal. I follow Barcelona as well.
Yeah.
As you can see, yes, so I have up Barcelona thing, in the studio. But Arsenal and as far as my English team,
Yeah.
And I've been following Arsenal from from Bergkamp days, 90s come up,
Yeah, that era, the Thierry Henry era, and I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, golden
era. My team's Aston Villa, so I'm a Birmingham man, so I support Aston Villa. My home
Birmingham,
team.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We know where it go, man.
Yeah, home team every time.
Wanna play well. This is a read here, but wanna playing right now.
We're playing right now. That's why I just had to quickly. I'm multitasking. I'm watching the Chelsea game over there. I'm watching everything, but it's good. It's good to hear.
We know where it go, man. Trust me.
Yeah. So
I don't ever do like interviews on my side of my play.
Yeah.
It's like
you see, trust
schedule
me.
around that.
Exactly the same with me and my friends. It's hard to try and talk to anybody when them games are going on, especially the big games. But the Immaculate mixtape, trust me, fire. How did that come about? What made you decide to do a mixtape instead of a full album first?
Well, it's kind of becoming a pre-album ritual for us because we had the Accurate mixtape 2016, and that was while I was working with Damien on the Contraband album. But we felt like to just build a buzz around, my name and the music. We wanted to do the mixtape or the opportunity to work with Walshy Fire, and he released it through Major Lazer platforms and things, which was a great look for us. So it really does continuing after that tradition, you know what I mean? So we, that was the Accurate mixtape. Now we have the Immaculate. We link up, another DJ who's based in the US. So first it was Walshy, then we link up, Max Glazer from Federation Sound. We thought he did a good job with Chronix's mixtape, so we always had it in mind. And he's somebody where, we know from time. Him is a man where me and him have enough deep reasoning about like hip hop and reggae and just the origins of the music and them things. So it's somebody where we have a good relationship with and things. So we just start, why not do it with Max, this time? And, I just gave him a bunch of songs that I've been working on for the last maybe year or two. And he kind of picked the ones that he felt would flow together nice in a mix. And, we wanted to get that real DJ mix vibe, like from, back in the day, like 90s kind of real mixtape setting, with some interludes and them kind of vibe. And I think he did a really good job with it,
I noticed a lot of new artists, and this era of artists are doing a lot more mixtapes as well as albums as well. Yeah. Do you feel the mixtape culture is important? It's not just a hip hop thing, because enough reggae artists and dancehall artists are doing mixtapes. So What's your view on
man,
mixtape?
We would have called it mix CD in Jamaica, you know what I mean? It's been a part of the thing. It's like a promotional tool. You know, is when you have music that you're not necessarily ready to release it officially in terms of a body of work and have to worry about Billboard chart and iTunes chart and all of them kind of thing. You just want to give people music, make them put CD in them car, you know, back, you know, now it's you know, like digital and streaming and them things. But, you know, we still did quite a few CDs in Jamaica because you still have people that write them CDs and things. So it's really just promotion. And I feel once you have music that is kind of on the lighter side, because that's what I felt about a lot of the songs that I had. It wasn't like the most super composed, like studio type of recording where you're thinking of some super deep concepts and, you know what I mean? It's just music where it's just almost like freestyle music. A lot of the songs, I kind of took that approach with them, just having fun with the music and them kind of thing. That's typically not an approach where you use with an album. More for a mixtape, like when a DJ just give you some bad rhythm where I run the street and just freestyle something on it. It was kind of more like almost like that approach, you know?
Definitely, because I saw some of the clips on the social media with you in studio with Federation, and you're vibing on some of the rhythms like real rock and some of the old school rhythms back in the day, the War 21 rhythm, that era, the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, it was a natural flow for you. So I guess, what's the feedback been like so far for the mixtape?
Yeah, it's been great. Like people say a long time them not hear a mixtape like this. Some people I say it remind them of like the early Cartel mixtape them, and you know them as lyricists, them think they're a big compliment for we because we grew up in that era there. You know what I mean? We had a sound system. We was like the first sound uptown for Voice Cartel and dub plate. You know what I mean? So we know where the thing I come from. I used to be the one where take the vocals them and build remix for the sound and them kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we know the culture there. So for hear people say certain thing, it definitely make you feel good. And you know, it's a team effort still. That's why I always everything we say we. You know what I mean? It's just a team effort with my Baby Rock crew, and you don't know Ronnie and the whole team. So we definitely love the support where I get every. You know what I mean? The streams them up. Yeah, we just can't complain at all.
Enough people been streaming it on the social media, SoundCloud, everything. Especially the feedback's been great in Birmingham and UK in general as well. I mean, I like your style, your approach and everything with music, because you're coming off with lyrics that you're not afraid to say, because back in the day, there was an era where the artist would just burn a fire upon certain things and it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
It's quiet down now, even to the point where Octane come out with a song say, "Me not see no more fire burn around here." You know?
Again. Yeah, true.
So, but you're one of the artists.
I kind of took certain things personal because I felt like I am one artist who constantly did burn the fire and I never really ease up. You know what I mean? Because coming from warrior days, free from chains, no capitalist, never gonna be a slave, up to recently, no gunman and trample them and them kind of thing. So I always felt like there's one and two artists, but definitely I agree, say the majority now burn the fire again, because you have to remember, say enough ones like lose them visa over them thing and lose them ability to put food on the table a certain way. You know what I mean? So when ones like Foot Hype come out and you know what I mean, I say certain thing and I say artist this, him is different. He's a DJ and just a public figure. So him not to worry about him visa, get tech away and all of them kind of things. So there is a reality to it where, you know, people who just listening as fans, them not pre the angle there. Them just look on it, say, yo, the artists, them sell out and this and that. But at the end of the day, we're people with real lives. You know what I mean? We have to worry about how we are going to provide for youth, them and the family and them things. So I kind of understand when an artist kind of tone it down a little bit. I think at this time where we're in now, where we see like certain communities having the influence over the music business. You know what I mean? Certain organizations is like, if you're not with what them dealing with, then it's like them can lock down your whole genre. So you find, say, we did have to go through a period where just to get reggae back on the map certain way, we did have to tone it down a little bit. But I feel like there's a way to go about it diplomatically at the same time and still address the issues where we need to address. And that's kind of what I'm here for. But we kind of tone down a little of the diplomacy with the mixtape and just burn some fire again, because, you know, that needed to, you know?
Yeah, of course. And you think there's a need for freedom of speech? Because when you talk about reggae music, it's always been a vocal music. They'll talk about reality, roots, and culture.
Yeah.
You feel there's a need for freedom of speech, like in your music?
No, definitely. Because without that, how we going to address the thing then where we need to address? You know what I mean? If everything gets suppressed, then we know so that's programming. You know, so what we do with reggae music is give an alternate curriculum to the programming where humanity and society are give out. So we will never stop doing that. It's just about how we go about doing it. You know, we have to be smart at the same time and strategic. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, them say a little sugar, you know what I mean, sweeten the pot or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, it make the medicine go down easier if you put little honey in it. So we have to know, say, at the same time, we go through an era where we just hit the people and with the raw fire. And then a lot of ones emerge out of that and whole heap of lives change and all of them things. But now maybe this generation don't resonate with it on that level there. So we have to know how we are going, you know what I mean, how we are going to reach to this generation. We maybe have to find a different way for burn the fire. But the fire still have to burn and we still have to have the freedom to express yourself. But we just have to be smart with it, you know.
So what's your opinion on the reggae scene right now, currently? Because some people have been saying that you're not getting as much streams as before. Yeah. And that like in the 90s artists them are still topping like in the iTunes charts and everything like that, where there's a gap somewhere and a lot of new artists aren't getting the numbers and the streams as before. What's your opinion?
I mean, it's interesting because if you look on iTunes, if 5 reggae artists drop album and 5 dancehall artists drop album, if you check like the US and the UK iTunes chart, you probably are going to see the reggae artists them charting higher.
Yeah.
But if you go up on YouTube now and you check like Jamaica trending, you're going to see majority dancehall artists and 1 and 2 reggae artists. So it really comes down to which demographic you look on. But definitely in a Jamaica now, you can say dancehall is at the forefront. You know what I mean? And I feel like to a certain extent, that is the case worldwide because you look at dancehall kind of fuse in with Afrobeats and reggaeton and some of these dance music genres is like dancehall music kind of palatable within the framework. You know what I mean? So you kind of see that as well. But at the same time, nobody now sell like Bob Marley and you know what I mean? When myself, Proto, Chronics put out albums and them things, they do well. Yeah. Skip Marley, you know what I mean? Like Coffee. You don't see the dancehall. So dancehall tend to be more like a singles kind of music where the singles them get hot very quick and them go viral. The man them putting things in a them video where appeal to a certain demographic and a certain generation. So the music may be more clickable, more attractive to the eye and all of them kind of things like reactionary music. But when it comes to the substance, is that tend to translate more towards like album sales. You know what I mean? And then when you check like Spotify now, you check the reggae artists, them doing better than a lot of the dancehall artists them on Spotify. You know, so it just depends on what type of music, what the consumer them, how the consumer them consume the music and them thing that too. So it varies, you know.
It's true. And I noticed you don't really hear that like a juggling rhythm as such. You hear 1 and 2 rhythms for the year, but back in the day there was an era where there was like non-stop juggling rhythms. And
well, no, it's something where we talk about. We just there in our clubhouse reasoning I talk about this way there. And it's a thing because definitely in reggae music and to a certain extent dancehall music, you're finding that artists are determining their own direction now. Whereas, you know, 80s, 90s, 2000s, it was a producer them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you could have really said that our era start a process where the artists them put out their own music, them put out their own singles, them produce their own albums, them work with who them want to work with, as opposed to like this are the hot producer. So with everybody have to go voice with a producer, or else the song them now go get on radio. It's like we know the DJs them know, so we can get to them, we can send them music, we can reason with them. So you find say a rhythm juggling is not necessarily as much of a good look for an artist as it was back then. You know what I mean? If an artist kind of on the map already and the DJ them done support them are go when the artist send them a single, them are go play it. So them don't necessarily need a juggling to say them are go stand out. And maybe some people get tired of it too. And you know, I subscribe to jugglings. Like I feel it's important for the genre, and I feel like a lot of the younger artists them who come in after like my generation, them not getting them chance to shine because them not doing the gimmicks music, them not doing the reaction type of music with the, you know what I mean, the kind of thing them will tend to go viral. But them now voice for no juggling. And them now voice for no juggling by no producer where have reach and impact. You know what I mean? So they're not getting that platform where a young artist would usually get, because them feature on a juggling, and the juggling of Sizzla and Capleton and Richie Spice and Jack Ure, and you get Panda Rhythm there, so it's a good look for you. Maybe even if, like me have a rhythm when me I produce now, I'm send to some of them artists, yeah, them no voice on it.
Yeah.
But the artists them from a previous generation, the whole of them voice on my rhythm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, that is our next thing where, you know what I mean, we can talk about too. But, you know, I feel like the times are changing, but at the same time, I do believe that there's a space for juggling. And even on the dancehall side too, a different kind of problem on the dancehall side is just the conflict between artists. Yes. You know what I mean? It's like this set of artists are war with this set. So you can't get a juggling with all the hottest artists them on it. You're not going to get a juggling with Cartel plus Donia plus Massacre plus Chronic Law plus Javelin, you know what I mean? Plus
Governor,
plus Tamili.
Yeah.
Governor, you're not going to get that with all of them. So the whole thing kind of watered down when it's just a one song on a rhythm bad or bus. But back in the day, you had 5, 6, 7 song bus on a juggling because you have all the baddest artists then.
Yeah. I was talking to a producer in Jamaica. I'm not going to say his name, but I said to him, how come you don't put out no juggling rhythm like back in the day? And he said, Warren, that's not where I'm at with my career right now, because every time I try to check the artist and send them a rhythm and this and that, and then they want to know who else is on the rhythm, and them now voice if that person voicing, and they would rather like work on singles. And he even mentioned that video shoots and stuff like that and content, some of the artists don't even want to do the viral like video shoots or promotion like how you would do. Some of them don't want to do it. So he says, no, I can't deal with that right now, Warren. So I understand where you're coming from. So I hear it from both sides, but I think it's part of the culture as well, the rhythm juggling. I mean, sometimes it can be overplayed because sometimes you could have a 10, 15 song on a rhythm and you can't get to play all of them as a selector or a radio man. But of course, definitely understand where you're coming from with the juggling, because it's part of the culture.
Man, it needed because especially for reggae, you know what I mean? It's like dancehall man, them, you know, as long as them have them camp or them link with certain artists, them can survive, them can make money, you know what I mean? But a lot of the reggae DJs around the world, them understand juggling culture. That is what them understand. That is what them know how to promote. You know what I mean? And you find enough of these dancehall artists, because them now do the juggling and the music now play within certain international DJs, you know what I mean, sets and them thing, them can't tour. Them can only go to place where have whole heap of Jamaican people like New York, and maybe them can go London, you know, very few of them, you know, but they maybe go Toronto or Connecticut, or them go Miami. That's it. You know, them can't go anywhere else. Maybe them go Caribbean. But a lot of the DJs in the Caribbean, they're waiting for some nice juggling rhythm and them can't get it. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Yeah. So how you been dealing with, like, throughout the pandemic, the lockdown? I mean, all over the world. It's affected everybody. So what have you been up to during the lockdown other than your album, the mixtape?
Yeah, I mean, just recording, working on self. Me as a man where, me normally, me have different times in my life when I pick up different routines and then maybe me drop off. But in a COVID, I was able to sustain like a workout regiment, a foreign language learning regiment, all of them kind of thing, and just stay consistent with it because at the end of the day, you're there, you're yard every day and thing. And so I kind of got back in touch with my producer side and making beats again, like consistently, so yeah, it's just some of them things that, reading whole heap. But yeah, I just took the opportunity to put out a lot of music too, put out a lot of singles, my voice for 1 and 2 juggling as well, and just get music out there because if we can't tour again like one time, then we have to make money off our music. It's incomes and stream, income off of streams, monetization, all of them kind of things, subscriptions, Cameo, all of these kind of things we have to utilize and just every make a muckle,
You must miss it because you probably, not even probably, you like this year, you would be in Europe now. You'll be touring all over the place, and it's a big loss because enough people are saying to me, boy, I can't wait to go out again and party and go to dance and festival, and it's kind of hard. And like you said, everyone's trying to find a different avenue. We're not trying to, but finding a different avenue because to make up time 100%. For the time being.
100%. We'd have to do a couple virtual show and them kind of thing, but obviously it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's just like when the footballer them are playing at the stadium with no fans.
No crowd. Like I'm just watching.
Yeah, you find enough of the smaller clubs them now able to compete with the bigger clubs because they do have the fans them for motivate them and to drive them. Yeah, so and so it's really a thing like the virtual shows and them kind of thing. It do give you a chance because you can see the comments them and you get to do one show and perform for people all over the world. So that it have its benefits, But at the same time, you want to feel that energy. We as artists we feed off of the energy of the crowd and them kind of things. So it's really crippling. I mean, as a man, I love to travel. Enough people them tour because them have to, but them not really love it. Me's one of them person that will love for tour. And love for them on the road. So not being on the road is like one of the worst things.
So what's the part that you like most about traveling? Just different cultures, and what do you like the most?
I like just the freedom of moving and you just there with your team, have a bag of people that try to stress you out on a day-to-day basis. You just once you done the show, have nothing else to think about until the next show. Yeah. It's like have no stress or no pressure or nothing like that. So it's just about performing and doing what you love. That's why I love music still. It just give me a break from all of the rat race with music,
That's interesting you say that because some artists, they would tell me, boy, one show to the other, it can be hectic and the traveling and the driving back and forth and airport and this checking in and flight delay and stuff. But you're saying you love it, so you...
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's aspects of that, but at the same time, me's not a fussy type of person. So, me will there in the vehicle I drive for 8 hours and I'm not going to start complaining on them. Me's not that type of person. You know what I mean? I just know say, yo, we have to do this. So I could just do it and make the most of it. So, me make sure I say I have my internet on my phone. So if I want to watch 2 shows while I'm there on the drive, I watch my show them or we are listening to some music and I watch some performance or some old-time show. And you know what I mean? So we just make the most of it. It's like a real time where you get to bond with your team and you kind of form a family out of it. So, I love them kind of thing. I love traveling. So I love going through airports and them kind of thing. I never really have no issue with them type of thing.
So what, traveling wise?
Train is something I don't love.
Yes.
I don't love the train thing.
Me neither.
You know what I mean? Like, especially with big luggage.
Yeah.
So, when you have to walk up and down steps with so once we did leave out of the train phase, I did happy. Because them first set of tour there, you know what I mean, we couldn't afford to fly or rent to own a bus. And so we dip on the train them hard, bro, and that did rough. That did rough. Yeah. But that only lasts like maybe 1 or 2 tours, and then, you know what I mean, we kind of step up. So yeah.
So it was better as time went on, it was better for you.
Yeah, man.
You're talking about rhythms, juggling rhythms. I noticed you was on the local rhythm, bad rhythm earlier on. How did that link up with Sasko and Bunty come about?
I want to tell you, you know, we did a stay out. Me and my team did have like a team retreat, and we're there out of this guest house. It's actually Albarosi spot in a Portland with there. And we just a whole a vibe and thing, and then I see Sasko post something about local. And I just DM him and say, oh, remix. That's all my type, you know, remix with a question sign. And the man said, don't say a word. And the man just like send me the track. Must it probably the same day. I'ma just start right to it and thing, and then I hear say Killer Dep on the track too after that, and it just history from this. It was a rap, you know what I mean? So it's just so the words stay, you know, you're just one message away from making something happen. You know what I mean?
That rhythm, even now, probably one of the top rhythms in the UK for the year. I think it's got a old school vibe to it as well, so people kind of gravitate to it more. It's not really, it's like an original dancehall rhythm. It's not mixed with anything. And you think that's one of the another reason why you don't think the sales are doing as good, because some of the rhythms are mixed with different sounds and house music, and some people are trying to trap and all kind of things. What's your opinion?
For sure. I say this. I have no problem with innovation. You know what I mean? Me as an artist, so for a large part of my early career, you would have more find me rapping than singing or DJing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I love hip hop as well as I love reggae music. So I have no problem with like innovating the music and modernizing the music and them kind of thing. But I do feel that as far as the international market is concerned, people love the type of reggae that did break in a them country. Like when reggae did bust in a them country, or for that generation, the type of reggae where did bust, that is what them identify with, and them will always love that particular sound. So if reggae did bust in the 70s with Bob them, like some place in like South America and them thing, and them never really catch on with how it evolved after that, are just that type of sound that them are gonna identify with. And if you're not doing that type of sound, you can't expect for your music really resonate over the sound. And I find the same thing with England. Like, obviously England go through the different eras then. But as far as like 90s dancehall and like 80s rockers and them kind of thing, that will always have a place in England, because so many people, that is the type of sound that them identify with, and that is what them call dancehall, or that's what them call reggae. So when you try to use different sound, it might be the hottest thing in Jamaica, but you can't expect it for them. It not gonna have no visa, it not gonna fly, because them place that's not the type of reggae that where them identify with. So I always urge artists to diversify the sound, do songs from different eras, so that you have a chance for you know what I mean, make a name in a different place.
So what kind of artists, like hip hop artists, did you listen to back in the day? Was your
Wu-Tang heavy, you know, that was the source, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean, we you know what I mean, night and day Wu-Tang. And you know, whole heap of other rappers, mostly East Coast, like, you know, Roots, you know, most def them, you know, even down at Dead Press, you know what I mean, like them kind of the lyricists them, the more conscious lyricists them, but you have like the Mob Deeps too and the Big Puns.
Yes.
Even Eminem, when them just come out, like we usually study them on the lyrics.
Yeah.
Them on they open up like neural pathways in the brain when you start studying them on the lyrics. You know what I mean? So yeah, I grew up and listen to whole heap of hip hop.
And reggae wise, you know, you're a big fan of Sizzla Kalonji.
That whole era, but Sizzla stood out for me still. You know what I mean? Like definitely, like his music changed my life and things. So, you know, we're always be indebted to Kalonji for music. Like to me, he's the greatest, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously we go through different eras, like even when Gang Forward, you know what I mean? Like Half a Tree and Welcome to Jamrock, you know, even Steve with Mind Control album, them thing they staples where we'll always go back to. And if we just want to listen some quality album, we'll go back and listen to them album there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously, as I said, the whole era with Sizzla, Capleton, Buju, you know, Anthony B, Norrisman, all of them. Norrisman Persistence album is like one of the albums that I listen to most. You know what I mean? Like going through certain phases in my life for them album that they carry with you. So yeah, you know.
Yeah. So what's your plans for the future now? Now the mixtape's out. Are you gonna be working on an album later on next year, or what's your plans?
Yeah, I would love to drop my second album next year. I was in Florida doing some work with Damien on that second album earlier, you know, from like September to around the same time I was finishing up the mixtape. Actually, I was putting in some early seeds, planting some early seeds with the album. So would I love if we can drop that, you know, like in the middle of next year and thing. I still have a couple songs I want a video from the mixtape and kind of focus on a couple singles. And you know, you never know, maybe one and two of the mixtape singles end up making the album. You know, and thing. But yeah, I have some collaborations that I did, some that I don't really want to announce it, but definitely some things that I look forward to, and just kind of stepping up the social media presence to with different types of content. Like, you know what I mean? I want to deal with more stuff around my lifestyle, not just the music, and kind of see how we can engage people more, because that's what really up to now. We don't know when this touring thing, you know, me not take no vaccine, so if them tell us say we can't go certain place, you know, we not know how the touring thing are gonna go. So we have to put things in place so that, you know what I mean, we can still remain on the trajectory we're on as far as growth.
For real, man. But the album, the mixtape's bad, immaculate. So people, if you haven't heard it, which enough people have, but stream. That's all I can say, stream. You have a message to your fans in Birmingham and whoever's listening? Do you have a final message?
Yeah, man, I want to say, first of all, I have to big up Uncle Carlton and Auntie Maureen and all my cousins them in Birmingham right now. You know, I have a whole heap of family out there. Big up Italo Scarcha, my real brother. You know what I mean? And just all of the ones them, Randy Valentine, everybody. But I just want, you know, encourage the ones them for, you know what I mean, really tune into what going on with the music. Like there's a whole heap of artists out there who have something to say. You know, what we promote on our channels that can have an influence on what the DJs play. So DJs looking at what the people them want as well. So support, you know what I mean, the music, we have a message. You know, post about it, you know what I mean, highlight it so that the ones them can know, say, yeah, all right, this relevant to the people them want this too, because it's just so it works. We're living in a feedback loop world. It's not just the DJs are program everybody and I say what is what. The people them are determine it too. So support them thing them. Always I encourage people to eat healthy. You know what I mean? Don't eat too much acidic foods that create mucus in the body. Them things are gonna leave you susceptible to the COVIDs and all of these things that we're facing right now. So just always, you know what I mean, drink whole heap of water and eat healthy foods, eat whole heap of fruits and things and green vegetables. You know, and just, yeah, just keep streaming the mixtape, supporting baby rap music, Get a Youths International Music. Big up my whole team, as I big them up earlier, I'm not stop, you know, baby rap family, Destiny Media, Get a Youths, everybody. And big up the myself for having me on the show, big up all of your listeners, them. Big up everybody who tuning into the music, you know what I mean?
Kabaka Pyramid, bless up yourself. Give thanks for talking to me, man.
Yeah, man, respect, fam.
Respect. We'll catch up soon, yeah?